always been on the right side, brother. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
All right, so now for an exclusive review of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I say exclusive because here in Trinidad, we're not getting this movie until Thursday. At the time of us recording this, right? But yeah, Ricardo, you were fortunate to see an early screening of this because Cinema One, shout out to Cinema One, decided that this weekend, at the time of us recording this, yeah, we're gonna run pre-screening, well, pre-shows now basically. Yeah, so we're gonna have early screenings of this movie. For me personally, because I was hearing early reviews of the film, and yeah, I was hearing, I'll just say one word. And when I heard that one word, I was like, all right, okay, it's gonna be that. Okay, somber. I heard that when it came to this movie. And another word, well, another term that people use it when it comes to this film here is not fun. And when I heard those, I was like, yeah, that's not Cinema One money. That is criminal. Cinema's money. I don't think because I've never seen, I've never seen a Mission Impossible movie in Gemstone or IMAX, and I thought that this one, see that it is the end in quotes. I was like, all right, well, I need to see it, right? But yeah, when I heard the tone was dark and somber, and I heard it's not as fun as the other ones, I was like, okay. So it really taken the final thing maybe a little too seriously, I guess. So I'll wait till it comes out in a smaller cinema, i.e. Caribbean cinemas, and I'll watch it, right? So the point is, as a wrap up here, when I do see it, which will be hopefully in the next few days, we will do a spoiler review, right? So we'll talk about all the stuff that worked that didn't work, right? But for now, Ricardo, as someone who saw it before me and a lot of other people, yeah, you will deliver a spoiler free review, right? But I'll close this, right? I really did enjoy Dead Reckoning Part 1. I really thought that it was worth, it really lived up to the hype and more, right? Especially with that one shot of, Tom Cruise and the bike going off the cliff, you know what I mean? Still a great shot, a helmet Brett when I saw it on big screen, it really was worth it, right? Yeah, little issues with the villain and, stuff with the conceit and all that kind of stuff. Little narrative issues here and there, right? But I absolutely enjoyed that one, and it was one of my favorite films of 2023, I believe it was when it came out, right? Yeah, Ricardo, as before you jump into Final Reckoning, you just mind sharing, well, yeah, your thoughts on the previous film, Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Right, yeah, the last one was okay. I did the same thing where I went to see the early screening thing. I dug that. Yeah, I just was like arguing if it clearly set up Haley Steinfeld. Sorry, not Haley Steinfeld. Gosh, Captain America, or Captain Carter.
Haley Atwell,
Haley
McGill.
Atwell.
Yeah, yeah,
Atwell.
yeah.
Yeah, Atwell, right? Yeah, yeah. I confused. Yeah, confused. For a second. Yeah, but to me, it set she up for something. The set pieces was okay, and really only one set piece was like legit great. That's the stuff in the train when they was climbing up the train while it was filming. That was pretty good. But I was arguing or debating whether or not it would be like if it need to be a two-parter kind of thing. It only really justifies that by giving the length of the film and because of the set pieces. But I find it was kind of slow, a little too long, and just kind of didn't need to be that. And then of course it's Tom Cruise, the last movie star saving the world against AI, right? Okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay, Tom Cruise.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed it, I had fun, but I was just, like hard pressed to say if it was justified to need to be two parts. And then SIMRS wasn't all that great, all things considered. This one, well, it just resolved the answer. They just answered the question, and I was kind of underwhelmed with the same way. The final set
Lord.
the final set piece is good, but again, a little too long. It kind of just feels kind of tired and goes through the beats. It does something that I don't know who would be impressed by this, but it kind of just plays. I mean, it makes sense being the last film with doing something like this, but basically they try to they connect a lot of the earlier films to this one by making it relevant because to be fair, it never really had an answer for certain things. It's like, okay, that's supposed to make sense. But I wasn't like super hyped on this one as it is. The main problem is that it's a little too long. That is my main thing. I felt it didn't justify its length. They could have easily cut a good 20 minutes, if not more, from this, in my humble opinion. I wasn't super hyped for it. They do something with a character that I kind of liked, and I was okay. But yeah, I don't know. I had some fun with it. There's some okay set pieces. Your boy Milchick in this. He had a nice little part.
Oh,
As
he in
a
this
sub.
too. Okay, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
as somebody who finally jumped into Severance, yeah, your
Yeah,
Milchick is a standout character, like for sure. Yeah.
right. Yes, it's that. So he does his thing and make it work for what it is. It's fun. It's fun enough, and I can't be mad at I can't be mad at the way what it doesn't try to was what they're trying to do in terms of ending it off. But it's something that just kind of ultimately fall flat, at least for me. Like I'd imagine some people enjoying it a lot more for it is. And yeah, this is they're gonna do okay in the box office because again, it's just good enough action sequences. They make it work where it was. Angela Bassett comes back. You know why? What they do with her is okay. She has a good scene. Tom Cruise is good. Like it's him in his final role. The way they set it up, it's in such a way where yeah, he could leave the franchise now and it's done, but they could probably do spin-offs or sequels. They finally pay off something that I really wanted them to always do. They didn't really pay it off, but I want they do something like it. So in Mission Impossible, I always wanted them to do something outer space, something involving astronauts. We don't get that. We get something underwater instead, and it's a sequence that they do like an underwater version of like what I wanted in terms of getting something done. And I thought it was kind of clever and interesting. But yeah, again, I liked it. I can't say I loved it. I liked it. I had fun with it. I dug it for what it is. But it is what it is. This no, it's not as good as in my humble opinion. Rogue Nation is still my favorite, and the one after that, Fallout, was still pretty good. But this,
Yeah.
I like those two is still the height of the franchise. I think this one just these last two just kind of fall flat for me, but they're not bad. They're still fine, all things considered. So yeah, I don't know how to give it a rating. Non-spoiler rating. Yeah, I'll probably give it like about an 8 out of 10 still. Yeah, okay score.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
again, set pieces are good and Tom Cruise holds it for what he's trying to go for and do. And the plot is okay. Like how they resolve the whole AI plot thing. Not half bad. Like it's okay. But I can't in good conscience. Yes, I loved it and I really wanted to love this more. Compare even the last one I still because that final action sequence was so great. The final action sequence this is good. It's good, but it didn't blow me away. But it's good. It's still pretty good. All things considered. But I suppose it's the IMAX and the whole thing to had to blow you. I didn't go and see it in IMAX, so it's like, all right, fine. So that's about it. But I can't say I super loved it, but I still give it an okay score. In my head it'll probably drop. The score might drop a little bit. So that's about it.
Right. One more thing though. Just off them reviews that I saw, right? Yeah, people talking about the tone just being too somber and too dour,
Right.
or whatever it is, right? Like, did you notice that when you was watching this?
Yeah, because it had to be that, given what the plot is and how it was playing out itself and how that resolved itself. Yeah, that makes sense. And well, a central character dies, so that's that. I don't think I'm spoiling anything with that. Somebody dies, but how they play it, they do it okay. All things considered. Again, the main problem is that I think the main villains really work for me, S.I. Morales. What they do with him in the first one and how they resolve it in the second one, it's like, all right, I mean, I get it, but it not again. They could have cut more from this and make it flow a little faster, and I think that it'll work a little better for me. But that's about it.